Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smart, and I'm giving you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. Timestamps are down in the description box if you want to get directly into the Elimination Chamber review. So, CM Punk happened to give a little bit of an interview that kind of, not necessarily blew up. I guess it depends on how you define blow up. I mean, in the IWC, it kind of blew up. It's sort of kind of trending. People are talking about it. Just because of how they take CM Punk's comments as far as being holier than thou, right? So, he's doing like this interview for the Inside the Rope show, and they were talking about Jeff Hardy, right? And they asked CM Punk whether or not he'd like to wrestle Jeff Hardy again. One of the quotes that he said, right, was, I'm all for giving people second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. There's a lot of experiences that I didn't enjoy so much. And when you watch the video, which I'll leave a link down in the description box below, at least from Twitter, to get an excerpt out of it, Punk made note of the fact that there's a lot of bridges that has to be crossed. Now, if you don't know, right, CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and even Lita to a certain extent, they have a bit of a history. Obviously, you know about the Hardy Boys and Lita Team Extreme, but there were a lot of things said in the past, around 2010, 2011-ish. There's a video, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, maybe you've seen it, it's about 15 years ago, where Jeff Hardy and Matt are with a group of friends at some restaurant or some outhouse, and they're making some comments. They're clearly high as shit, like they're high as a fucking kite, and they're making some remarks about CM Punk being a bitch and all this kind of stuff. You know, there was a remark by Matt Hardy, who's also high as fuck, talking about how CM Punk did Lita and how he should treat her well or he's gonna come after him. Not speaking verbatim like that, but that's at least what he was insinuating, right? And again, they talked a lot of shit about CM Punk behind his back. And yeah, you can argue this was about a decade and a half ago, at least the things that are relevant to us that we are aware of. But I guess CM Punk looks at a situation like that, and it's one of those things where it's like, that's what he means by there is gonna have to be a lot of bridge building. You know, also, I'm pretty sure CM Punk didn't take too kindly to Jeff Hardy just abruptly leaving in the way that he left in 2009. Now, Jeff had his own demons, obviously, but, you know, I'm pretty sure CM Punk didn't like the fact that, hey, one can argue maybe the feud got cut short or whatever the case may be because how abruptly Jeff left. Now, Punk did get his get back in the steel cage match, you know, Jeff Hardy's last match in WWE when he was like still a main eventer. But obviously that's what Punk is alluding to, and I don't blame him. Look, I said this once and I'll say it again. Jeff Hardy's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. You know, the Hardy Boys is in fact my number one favorite tag team of all time. And it's nice to see Jeff on the right track again. But how many times have we seen Jeff get off track and then get back on track and then get off track and then get back on track and then get off track and then get back on track? He's been doing the same song and dance routine for 20 years now. Actually longer if you include his alcohol abuse back in 2003 when they told him to get rehab at that time. We're talking about nearly 25 years of Jeff Hardy getting on track and getting back off track. All CM Punk is saying is, let's just wait it out and see how it is. Yet you got people who are coming after Punk and they're like, oh, he's holier than thou. How many people gave CM Punk chances? Oh! And it's like, but it's different circumstances. CM Punk's chance has nothing to do with addiction. You know, it has nothing to do with that. It's just controlling his emotions, which I can understand that sounding a bit hypocritical to a certain degree. But at the same time, you do have to at least take into context the circumstances that are surrounding this. CM Punk, he has it under control as far as his emotions. That's what he has to work on. That's what he has worked on for the most part. That has more to do with the environment than it has to actually do with substance abuse, obviously, in comparison to a Jeff Hardy. It's not having to get something in control as far as his emotions. It's having to get his demons in control with Jeff Hardy. And it's nice to see that right now he's doing a pretty damn good job at it. But like I said, it's been so inconsistent with Jeff in regards to him actually being on track that I can't blame anyone who's willing to want to give him a chance outright. We're talking about Jeff Hardy right now. You do understand Jeff Hardy this year is turning 48 years old. He's approaching 50. He's been having these situations and these issues and these problems since his early fucking 20s. But he's in his late 40s right now. Yeah, there are going to be some people a little bit wary, especially the ones who were his colleagues during the peak of their careers, when they're also probably in their late 40s or early 50s at this moment. They ain't got that much time to want to fuck around with Jeff Hardy. You guys may look at it within the context of, oh, Hardy is my favorite in all of this, which is fine, but in their context, it's like, I'm too old for this shit. And yeah, Punk has every right. People coming after Punk, calling him a hypocrite, calling him holier than thou and all this stuff. Nah, it goes a lot deeper than that. Once Jeff Hardy can prove that his shit is together, you know, if he ever wants to wrestle CM Punk again, that was one of my favorite feuds of the PG era, arguably one of my favorite feuds of the 2000s. I fucking love Hardy and Punk. I would love to see them at least have a face-off one last time, just for old time's sakes. But, you know, Jeff has to keep showing that what he's doing right now is going to be more consistent. You know, he has to show that he can still go in the ring to a certain degree, where he's not going to fucking break his back off of, you know, random swanton or something like that. And if he can pull it off, sure, I'm all for it. But there's a big difference. Big difference. No one is coming after Hardy because of something Hardy didn't do. In fact, no one's coming after Hardy for any random reason or as if it's his first time. It's more like it's 100 fucking time. Good on CM Punk. I stand with him in regards to this. But I guess you can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to all this. Like I said, link is down in the description box if you'd like to watch the original video or at least the original excerpt. With that being said, let's get into the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Okay, there's so much to talk about in this match. Okay, we gotta go in order because, man, this was fucking insane. First off, I'll just say it. You tell me. I'm very curious. You tell me the better women's chamber match you've ever seen. This is, I think, by far, not even fucking close, in my opinion. I think this is by far the best women's elimination chamber match of all time. The story being told in the match was by far the best story being told. It was chaotic. The women actually went out there and took some gnarly fucking spots, especially Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was the MVP of this match. She put in so much work in this match, and she flat out fucking died multiple times in this match. She just died. Like, just died. I don't know what to say, bruh. So we kick it off, and I want to reflect on this in the beginning, and then we'll come right back to it and talk more about it in the end, because now I'm sort of kind of confused as to where they're going with this. So my predictions did not come true at all. I don't know where they're going with this. That's the only thing I would say, is that I'm very confused, but in a positive way. I'm very curious to see where they're going with this. So as I touched on when I put my previous video out, okay, so it started off with Naomi and Liv Morgan. Jade Cargill comes into the ring and looks like she's about to attack Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is pleading with her that she had nothing to do with her attack a couple of months ago. Jade Cargill immediately turns to Naomi and beats the dog shit out of her. Throws her into the chamber wall, hits her with a fucking bicycle kick, just destroys her, right? Eventually puts her into the chamber wall and shuts the door right in the corner of her face, on her neck. Naomi's leaving, she's selling this. So by default, she's now technically eliminated, right? She's eliminated from the match because she's injured. She just got the dog shit beat out of her. She got destroyed in this match. Jade Cargill leaves, right? You have Bianca Belair pleading with Bianca to with Jade to stop. Like, she's just fucking out of control. But Bianca eventually comes in the ring and she's torn. She doesn't know if she can continue the match. She's running to the door of the Elimination Chamber to check on Naomi, which Liv Morgan took advantage of. And I will say, like, for the first three, or actually I would even say this, like, before the 6 competitors came out, it was pretty subpar for the most part, right? It was just more so the story of the match being Jade Cargill attacking Naomi. Again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But once all the competitors got in the match, when it was like all 5 of them there, outside of Naomi, obviously, because she was tapped by Jade Cargill, the match kicked up. Like, it absolutely kicked up. Bayley was the first one to take an elimination by Liv Morgan via the Oblivion, right? So she's taken out. Bro, let me tell you this spot right here. Liv Morgan is such a motherfucking trooper. There is no way in hell I'm taking a spot like this. Sasha Banks took this spot at WrestleMania with the hair whip, and bro, she got destroyed. I feel like Bianca actually hit Liv harder with her hair whip than she did Sasha. Did you hear that fucking sound? You can't fake that. There is no faking that, folks. There is no faking that, bro. I remember Bianca was like, when she did it to Mercedes, she was like welding up, right? She had like a little, like a not a bruise, but a scar on her, right? Liv Morgan she just started bleeding. She just started bleeding. You had Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair fighting on top of the pod, right? And they're doing like the whole little tug of war spot with her hair. It looks like Liv's trying to take her down from the pod to the floor by her hair. Bianca holds on to the wall of the chamber. Eventually, she gets her ponytail out of Liv's hand, and she hits her so fucking hard with her hair. She hit her so fucking hard. That looked like it fucking sucked. That sucked so hard to be Liv Morgan in that spot. But eventually, after Bianca completely shreds her fucking skin off her back, she hits a crossbody off the top of the pod onto Liv Morgan, and I'm assuming Alexa Bliss, I believe, on the floor. It could have probably been Roxanne Perez for all I know also. Eventually, Perez was the next one to go, right? You got this nice little spot where it looked like Perez was about to go for the Pop Rocks on Bianca Belair, but while she was going in for the sunset flip, Bianca threw her off, and when she threw her off, she went right into a code breaker from Liv Morgan. That was actually a dope ass spot. And then when she got hit with the code breaker, immediately, camera view coming out, you have Alexa Bliss hitting her with the Twisted Bliss, and there goes Perez. At least she went out in a very unique way. I mean, I was nowhere near close to my predictions. We'll get more into that, but yeah, she took that spot very beautifully. Eventually, I like this spot too. I mean, it kind of was clumsy, but they still did it. You had this spot where like Bianca Belair did a KOD to Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss kind of like got flipped right into Liv Morgan, who hit her with a Hurricane Rana. So picture that. Bianca hits a KOD on Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss catches her legs on Liv Morgan, which then she turns into a Hurricane Rana spot. It was actually pretty cool. It looked kind of clumsy, not botchy, just a little bit messy, but they got the spot done. I liked it. We got a Sister Abigail on Bianca Belair from, or I guess a Sister Abigail DDT technically, on Bianca Belair from Alexa Bliss. And as Alexa Bliss was on the floor after hitting the move, Liv Morgan like just immediately catches her with a jackknife in order to get her out of the match, right? Eventually, it comes down to Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan, and they're fighting, right? It was one little cool spot where like you had Bianca Belair on the floor or outside the ring, and like Liv Morgan has her by her braid, and she's throwing her up against the wall, and she's pulling her into the ropes, and she's rebounding right back into the wall, and then she's doing it again and over again, like she's using her hair like a bungee cord. I like that spot a lot too. And again, Liv Morgan, she continues to die, right? We get to another spot where Liv Morgan is in a powerbomb position. It looks like she's trying to go for a Frankensteiner on Bianca on the outside of the ring. Bianca holds on to her, and she throws her back and forth to the wall, to the chamber pod, to the wall, to the chamber pod, to the wall, to the chamber pod, until she eventually powerbombs her in the ring, right? She gets in the ring and they continue to battle, right? Eventually, you do get this nice spot. I like this a lot too, this whole little completion arc, right? Where like you have Bianca going for the KOD on Liv Morgan. Liv lands on her feet. Bianca bounces back into the ropes. Liv Morgan tries to go for an Oblivion after she counters after the KOD, and Bianca kind of was groggy on the ropes. Bianca holds on to her waist, throws her up onto her shoulders, and then she hits the KOD in order to get the win. with Liv Morgan being the final person eliminated, and she wins the match. She eventually goes out on stage and she's met by Rhea Ripley and then eventually Io Sky, because they have a match coming up on Raw, and the winner of that match is going to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, which we all know is going to be Rhea Ripley. But this causes a little bit, and this is what makes this match so fun for me, right? Because it's not just the match in itself, which was actually fucking solid. The in-ring action in this match, again, by far the best chamber match from an in-ring perspective. But then it adds more to it because, again, the story of the match is Jade Cargill attacking Naomi, because it throws Bianca Belair has a lot of story. She has a lot of things going in WrestleMania, because it's like she's dealing with Rhea Ripley, which we all know is going to be Rhea and not Io. And then you have this little spot over here with Jade Cargill, and you're wondering where the hell is this going, right? To the point where it's like, I would not be surprised, and I doubt they do this, but it's like, how the hell do you, because you're not going to do Jade Cargill and Naomi at WrestleMania, right? But then again, this is why I bring this up. The way Naomi was looking and how guilty Bianca Belair was looking, something just tells me I don't think Naomi attacked Jade Cargill. It sounds weird. Maybe she did. They might show something. Maybe Jade Cargill knows more than what we know. But what I'm suggesting is, like, it's just something that's just weird. I don't think Naomi attacked Jade Cargill. Just the way they were playing it out in the match with the attack. Like, Naomi came off like a babyface still. It wasn't like a, you caught me type of deal. It came off like you got the wrong person. Why do I feel like Bianca Belair was still the one to attack Jade Cargill? I don't know. I just feel like Bianca was still the one to attack Jade Cargill. I don't know how they're going to play it out. I don't know where it's going to go. But I don't think Naomi attacked her. I still think it's Bianca Belair. I got to see how they're going to tell that story. But I think it's Bianca. But then that brings up, again, how does this go? How does this go with Bianca and Rhea, and how does this go with Bianca and Jade? Like, are they gonna let this story play out going into WrestleMania, and then Bianca beats Rhea theoretically, and then we get Bianca and Jade, and then they talk about the whole stuff with Bianca setting up Naomi? I don't know, but it's a crazy ride, man. It's a crazy ride, and we just have to see how it's gonna go. But boy, oh boy, this chamber match, this shit kicked ass. I fucking love this chamber match. This was good. This was a damn good match, and the story told inside it, and then the climax and the finish and the post-match stuff as far as where they're gonna go from here. Again, in my opinion, this is the best women's chamber match of all time. Just my opinion. But let me get some of your thoughts in regards to the match in itself, and where do you believe this is all gonna go? And send some flowers towards Liv Morgan way, because man, that girl, man, she went into this bitch and she wrestled her ass off like she had nothing to fucking lose. And yeah, she's damn sure the MVP. She took the most brutal goddamn spots like probably in any women's chamber match I think I've ever seen. So good on her for being such a fucking sport. Holy shit. Get some alcohol in that shit immediately. She started bleed. She literally bled like through her stomach and her back throughout the rest of the match. Fucking trooper. But with that being said, it looks like we have Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton coming up next to take on Nia Jax and what's homegirl's name again? Candice LeRae. So let's get that over with. But yeah, awesome chamber match from the women. That was fucking awesome. I love that match a lot. Great match. This match felt like a SmackDown match. This really did feel like a SmackDown match. You would have thought the crowd would have been a little bit hotter if for nothing else Trish Stratus is in the match. I had to look this up too, as far as why, I don't know why I always thought Candice LeRae was Canadian. I don't know why. Tonight is the first night I recognized that Candice LeRae is actually American. She's from California. This entire time, like, I don't know. She looks Canadian. I can't explain it. Like, I don't know. Like, she just looks Canadian. I thought the entire time Candice LeRae was Canadian. No, she's from California. I actually had to look that up. Crazy. I know, right? Wait, all this time thinking that this girl was Canadian. Yeah, no. This match, it started off really slow. The crowd wasn't into it, suspiciously, considering that, Trish is from Canada. Well, not suspiciously, that's not the right word to say. They just didn't give a shit. They actually cared more for the American Tiffany Stratton than they actually did for the Canadian Trish Stratus, honestly. But it did pick up a little bit towards like the latter portions of the match. You got some nice tag team offense from Trish and Tiffany. There was one pretty cool spot with Trish hitting the Bulldog off the very, very top rope on Nia Jax, who took the spot like a fucking champion. That was pretty cool. You had Candice LeRae, who tried to break up the pinfall with a lion salt, but Trish moved out of the way and she ended up hitting Nia Jax with it. I will say, kind of reverting back a little bit too, there was one little cool spot with Nia Jax having Trish Stratus kind of like in the Brock lock position, and then she kind of like swung her into the turnbuckle, which was followed up by Candice LeRae doing the tag team maneuver on her with a running single leg drop kick to the face. I thought that was pretty cool. It's not as if they botched anything or did anything wrong in the match necessarily. It was just like, I don't know, like it was just a lack of heat in the match. But like I said, it picked up a little bit towards the ending, you know. It was one kind of weird thing, and obviously shit happens in professional wrestling. Just optically looking at it though, it's like, why? Like, after the spot where Trish Stratus hitting the Bulldog and then moving out of the way of the lion salt from Candice LeRae, she was like in the corner and she tagged in Tiffany Stratton, but she was like on the apron, and I guess the spot called for Tiffany to throw Candice LeRae onto the apron, and I guess Trish didn't get the memo and she was still like on the apron. And then you have Tiffany Stratton, like when she kicked her out the ring the first time, like she was like kicking her out of the ring, like telling her to get the fuck out of the way. I can understand that spot when Candice LeRae was there, but then she did it again after Candice LeRae was already off the apron. I don't know what the hell was the purpose of kicking Trish on the apron when the spot didn't necessarily call for it. You already did the spot with Candice. Candice had the wherewithal to see Trish there and not land on her or anything. But yeah, that was just really weird. But eventually, after all the mistakes from, you know, the miscommunication with Nia and Candice, it ended with Tiffany Stratton doing the best moonsault ever, or the prettiest moonsault ever, on Nia in order to pick up the win. All girls in the match, they looked impressive. They did their thing, told the story that needed to be told. You know, even showing out Tiffany Stratton's athleticism and strength by doing a lot of maneuvers, pickup slams to Nia Jax. So it was like 2 or 3 of them that she did to Nia Jax. So it was rather impressive. It was just lacking a bunch of heat, and it just felt more like a SmackDown match than it did necessarily, you know, pay-per-view match, which is fine. That doesn't really bother me. You need those kind of filler matches so it could be a bit of a filler and, you know, just kind of a let me down match, you know, as, you know, or let me up, as Jim Ross would say, right? In order, because you just came from a pretty damn good match. You don't want to follow that up with another exciting match, because it just kind of overshadows the match that needs that you know, that pump in circumstances. I mean, I wish AEW would kind of take that road. That's how pay-per-views stand out a lot more. If you have good match, nothing really stands out. You know what I mean? So, like, I think they was it a great match? No, but I think that they at least did what they needed to do to get Tiffany Stratton over, or more over, going into WrestleMania. You know, she pinned Nia Jax in order to set that up going into WrestleMania. Something else too that I forgot to mention, and I just realized this too as I'm talking about this. Yo, this is Trish. She debuted. Well, I can't remember when she debuted, but I know the first pay-per-view I remember seeing Trish Stratus at was at Backlash 2000, when Bubba Ray Dudley, or Bully Ray, ended up hitting like the Bubba Bomb off the turnbuckle to Trish through the table. That was at Backlash 2000 in the match against TNA. Rest in peace, Tess. So I guess either we're like around that time, or it would have been like a couple of weeks ago where Trish Stratus debuted, meaning she's been in WWE now for 25 years. Goddamn, Kendall, go out. Yeah, she's been around for 25 years. That's fucking crazy. Now, I can't tell you the date Trish debuted, but she had a debut around February or March, because I don't remember her at the Royal Rumble. I don't remember her at Backlash. I don't remember her at WrestleMania 2000. The first pay-per-view I remember her at was at Backlash. Hell, the first pay-per-view I remember TNA teaming up was at Backlash, because I think that's when was it Bo Buchanan teaming up with him? Or by that point, was it Albert teaming up? I think it was Bo Buchanan who was teaming up with Big Boss Man by that point, right? I think Albert already got kicked to the curb, right? But yeah, so good on Trish. 25 years in WWE. I don't know if we're in her anniversary or we just passed it, but should be coming up soon. So good on Trish. Got to be the longest tenured woman there. Theoretically, I got to think either her or Lita. Lita came before her. I mean, technically, because she was one of the Godfather's hoes. But good on them. Good on them. Good shit. They did their job. No, it wasn't a good match, but it did its job. So that's all you can really ask for. But coming up next, I'm not sure if they're going to do Rock and Cody as far as the promo or if they're going to do the Unsanctioned match next. So we'll see where we go from here, and I'll be right back. Pause, damn it! Okay, like, the way this show is turning out so far, this might be pay-per-view of the year so far. This might end up, if the main event delivers in the way that I think it's gonna deliver, this might be pay-per-view of the year so far. And we still got Rock and Cody's promo to see where that's gonna go from a storyline standpoint. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, everything about this, from the storytelling, it wasn't just like, because I know most people look at this and they'll probably say, oh, this was kind of a mud show match because all the stuff that they were doing, but it was reasoning attached to it. There was a story attached to it. The actual gimmick in itself gave it reason as to why they went as hard as they went. And yeah, they went really hard in this match. This was fantastic. All the way up to the post-match stuff. This was absolutely fantastic. All this to set up for WrestleMania going forward. So you had Kevin Owens come out. Sami Zayn's out. He has his street clothes on. Even the referee has street clothes on. He has gloves on because he's prepared for them to actually bleed. You have You have Kevin and Sami. They're fighting in the crowd, beating the dog shit out of each other. Before they even make it into the crowd, they actually stacked up two tables like it was a video game. They ignore it for a second. They fight in the crowd, hit each other with weapons. You have Sami Zayn putting Kevin Owens through two tables, concession stand type of tables, in the back of the pit area by the audience. They fight each other. They're using trash can lids. They're using trash cans in itself to beat the dog shit out of each other. Eventually, they make it back into the ring. The two stacked tables on the outside of the ring. Kevin Owens ends up pushing Sami Zayn because Sami looks like Sami was going to superplex Kevin Owens, and Kevin, rather than doing the cliche, reversal with the Fisherman Buster, instead he slid under Sami Zayn and he pushed him off the turnbuckle, which caused Sami Zayn to hit a somersault off the turnbuckle to the outside of the ring through the two stacked tables on the outside. They're still beating the dog shit out of each other. Kevin eventually brings in another table inside the ring. Then he hits the Fisherman Buster on Sami off the turnbuckle through the table, which caused him some damage because he went through the table also himself. They're still hitting each other with diabolical spots. All these chair shots, just chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. Before all that, Sami Zayn ended up hitting him with a hockey stick with a chair on top of his body. Eventually, we get this other wicked fucking spot, right? Where you have Sami Zayn bring in this chair that's wrapped in barbed wire, and he's beating Kevin. He contemplated for a second, and then eventually he actually started to attack Kevin Owens with the barbed wire wrapped chair. He sets it up in a seated position, and he ends up hitting a leg sweep, right, or a drop toe hold on Kevin Owens, and he hits his face on the seated chair with the barbed wire. He's selling it like Sami Zayn just took his fucking eye out, and bro, it's grody. They're all hitting each other's finishers on each other. Sami hits the haluva kick. Kevin kicks out of it. Kevin hits the stunner. Sami kicks out of it. Kevin is attacking the referees because he can't believe that Sami kicked out. He attacked one referee. Then Charles Robinson came out. He hit him with a clothesline and took him out. And it's just all fucking chaos. It's all fucking chaotic. Eventually, we get to a spot where they're on the outside of the ring, and Kevin Owens ends up hitting not one, but two pop-up power bombs, which is a callback to the NXT match. Well, not even NXT match, a callback to the NXT debut of Kevin Owens when he first came into the company back in 2014. He ended up hitting a pop-up power bomb on Sami Zayn with all the referees and security guards because they're going so hard in the match, obviously because it's unsanctioned, that it's like they're asking themselves, like, what the hell? The crowd is really hyped up. They're really into this. But it gets to a point because Kevin starts beating the dog shit out of Sami so much that it kind of gets hushed because it's a little bit disturbing. He hits him with one pop-up power bomb, Sami, he is hurt, but he's trying his best to defend himself. He's swinging at Kevin, but it's weak shots. Nothing is really having any effect on Kevin because he's fucking just destroyed. Kevin is beating the dog shit out of him. Eventually, he hits him with another pop-up powerbomb. He throws him in the ring, and he eventually gets the pinfall victory over Sami Zayn. After the match, though, Kevin Owens, because you have all the security guards out there trying to protect Sami, Kevin, while he's going back up the ramp, the security guards are trying to stop him. He's attacking them, beating the shit out of them. He pulls up the padding off the floor, right? He pulls the mat off the floor and he exposes the floor. He pulls Sami Zayn out of the ring, and it looks like he's going to go for a package power driver on the outside of the ring onto the bare floor before guess who makes his return? Randy Orton. But Kevin Owens himself is very weak. He's not as weak as Sami Zayn, mind you, but he's still very weak because Sami beat the dog shit out of him too. Eventually, he gets in the ring and he's prepared for Randy. He's telling Randy, come on, get in the ring. Let's just get this over with. I know you're going to fucking kill me, but let's just get this over with. Randy gets in the ring. Kevin tries his best to put up a fight, but just like Sami, he's throwing weak shots at Randy Orton. None of it is really having an effect on Orton. Eventually, Randy Orton hits an RKO on Kevin Owens. And he picks up a chair, and it looks like he's going to start beating the fuck out of Kevin Owens with the chair, but he has something else in mind. He backs up into a corner, and he sets up for a punt kick. I haven't seen Randy Orton, at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else, I haven't seen Orton do the punt kick in over a decade. So we have a lot of callbacks. Randy backs up into the corner, and it looks like he's going to set up for the punt kick, but then all the security guards come in and they stop Randy from hitting the punt kick on Kevin Owens, which is crazy because it's like, where the fuck were you guys when... But then again, to be fair, I guess it was an unsanctioned match. I guess that's the story. It's like they couldn't stop Kevin from doing anything diabolical to Sami Zayn because it was an unsanctioned match. Not even like, for an example, you know, say, what would you say, like a hardcore match or something like that. No, it was an unsanctioned match, so they couldn't stop Kevin for attacking Sami. I know people are going to probably be like, why didn't they do? They couldn't. They actually fucking couldn't. It's an unsanctioned match. But when it was all said and done, he did end up getting stopped by the referees and the security guards and some of the producers backstage. Shane Helms is out there. Kenny Dykstra was out there. All them boys are out there. Petey Williams, I've seen him out there also. Jason Jordan, he was out there. And when they all stopped him, Randy just... He was pissed off because he couldn't get his hands on Kevin Owens, and he ended up hitting RKOs on all the security guards, right? Even did a little spot where he pretended he was going to shake the hand of one of the security guards and hit an RKO on him. I kind of wish he didn't do that because of the seriousness of the program that they're doing right now, because it's clear that it's going to be Kevin versus Randy at WrestleMania. And all this was fucking fantastic. I loved everything about this. All this was fucking great. Again, it does suck to a lesser degree, only from the standpoint where it's like, damn, bro, because you see so much hardcore matches nowadays and so many gimmick spots and stuff like that. And again, more notably from some of the other promotions who just do it for the sake of doing it. Like, there's no rhyme or no reason to just do it for the sake of doing it, that it does take away the effect of what this match really could be. You know, had you asked me about this match, say 15 years ago, probably go 4.5 stars. That good. It was actually that good. But again, I'm so desensitized to all the hardcore stuff, even though they actually did the hardcore stuff right in this match, even though it actually played a part and it had a reason, even though it had a story, even though it kicked off another rivalry to take place for another pay-per-view. All that was well and good, but man, hardcore matches just don't hit the same like they did about 15 or 20 years ago for me. You know what I mean? Or even 10 years ago. It just doesn't really hit the same for me. So it's like, man, I would love to go a lot higher. But man, even though this match in itself was very, very good, man, I just feel like hardcore matches they're just not the same. They're just not the same. But nevertheless, though, I thought all of it was great. I thought the match was fucking fantastic. I thought the post-match stuff with Randy Orton was really great, and just good work. I mean, it kind of at least leads me to wonder, what are they going to do with Sami Zayn going into WrestleMania? I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if they're going to do an injury angle. So I'm very curious as to what part he's going to play going into WrestleMania. But what he did here, what him and Kevin did here was good business. Very, very good business. Again, I just wish I cared more for hardcore matches like I used to back in the days. But those guys, they went out there and they did their job. But coming up next, it looks like it's going to be the Elimination Chamber coming up next. So I don't know if they're going to do Rock and Cody in the main event, which is fucking wild and fucking weird as hell. Why the hell will you do this? But let me not count my eggs before they hatch, right? We'll see what's going to come up next, but fucking wild if Rock and Cody. I get the significance behind it, and it's not as if it's a bad idea to have them, you know, main event. It's just over the Elimination Chamber. When the pay-per-view is the Elimination Chamber, we'll see how this goes. Because who knows? Maybe they're doing this for a reason. Like, you know, I take that back. This could be, they might be doing this because they need the winner of the Chamber to side with The Rock as far as who's going to take when they take out Cody Rhodes. That might be the play, actually, now that I think about it. So let me shut the fuck up. And if it is the Elimination Chamber, I kind of actually do want to see that now be the match before Cody and Rock actually have their promo, because we might be in for a shock. We actually might be in for a shock. So let's continue on with the show and see where this is going to go. No lie. I'm not even going to lie to you. Bro, this is one of my favorite chambers of all time. I fucking love this chamber match. Everything about this. The uniqueness of this chamber match, I think, compared to the other chamber matches, is that, bro, it's weird to say this. They use the chamber, don't get it twisted, but it felt like the chamber was just there for the aesthetic. This just felt like a six-way match. This just felt like a six-way elimination match, and the chamber just happened to be in place. This was, bro, the storytelling. Oh my god, bro. I love this match. I fucking loved every goddamn thing about this fucking match. Holy shit. This is one of my favorite matches of the year so far. This is actually my match of the year. Until otherwise, so far, this is my match of the year. This was so good. This was so fucking good. Bro, especially when we got to the bottom three. When we got to Rollins, Punk, and Cena, they just fucking balls to the walls, killed it. And then the finish. Let's kick it off. So it starts off with McIntyre and Seth Rollins. They do their thing. Eventually, Damian Priest comes inside the ring. He does his thing also. Afterwards, Logan Paul comes in the ring. He does his thing. Cena comes in the ring and he does his thing. And before Punk comes in the ring, that's when Damian Priest eliminates Drew McIntyre. So when Cena comes in the ring, he ends up cleaning house, taking everybody out, right? Eventually, McIntyre hits a Claymore kick on John Cena, and while he was like busy taunting Cena after the Claymore rather than pinning him, out of nowhere, Damian Priest comes and he hits Drew McIntyre with a crucifix pin, right? So he eliminates him. Right after that, because Priest eliminated him, Priest was almost immediately nailed with a Claymore kick afterwards, which set Priest up for Logan Paul to do a frog splash off the pod. So it looks like the plans for Priest and McIntyre at WrestleMania might actually be the thing now, because McIntyre screwed over Damian Priest. We get to a point where it's now down to Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and John Cena. This is when we get the first face-off between Cena and Punk. They didn't do anything though, because Seth interrupts him right before he could battle him, right? Seth interrupts him and Cena, and then to interrupt their battle before Logan breaks up the battle between Seth Rollins and John Cena, because in the midst of that, Seth Rollins, so like you had John Cena and CM Punk face off. Seth Rollins attacks CM Punk and he starts punching him, beating the shit out of him. John Cena pulls him off and like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seth Rollins is like, don't get in the middle of this. He's mine. Go back to doing movies. Don't worry about this. Seth Rollins goes back to Punk. Cena didn't like the disrespect. He turns around Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins immediately kicks him in the gut and attempts to go for a pedigree before John Cena attempts for an AA before Logan Paul breaks that up. Eventually, Logan Paul comes in while he's attacking everybody. That's when CM Punk comes out, right? And then him and CM Punk start going at it. And then CM Punk is beating the dog shit out of Logan Paul, right? After he beats the dog shit out of Logan Paul, Paul was eventually eliminated by CM Punk via GTS. And then we get to, in my opinion, the best bottom 3 in Elimination Chamber history. And let me get this over with, because I see Cody Rhodes coming out right now to talk to John Cena. And I might have to actually continue all this in one fell swoop, because I have to listen to this promo. Punk and Cena face off again, right? Because afterwards, they start jumping Seth Rollins. They even hit him with a heart attack, the tag team maneuver from the Hart Foundation, Brett and Jim, because they're in Canada, obviously. Punk and Cena face off again, and they fucking kill it. They go to blows. Well, first, they hug. And like they embrace each other, and they go to blows, and they start transitioning holds. You have Cena going for he tried to go for the AA. He reverses into the GTS. He reverses into the Protoplex. He tries to go for the You Can't See Me. They do the classic spot where, before he goes for the Fire Knuckle Shuffle, CM Punk tries to kick him in the head. Cena grabs his leg. He transitions that into the STFU. Punk, he gets out of that, reverses that into the Endoconda Vice. They're just going at it. They're just fucking transitioning hoes like it's 2011. You got a 50-year-old John Cena and a 46-year-old CM Punk, and they haven't fucking missed a step. The best out of Punk and Cena will always be these two going up against each other. They haven't missed a fucking beat. Fucking incredible shit. Rollins eventually gets around and he starts attacking both of them. He throws Cena through the pod, and he eventually goes after CM Punk. They go at it for a little bit before Rollins was eliminated via a GTS from CM Punk right into an AA from John Cena. Cena and Punk are now facing each other. Cena tries to shake Punk's hand, but Punk is like, fuck that, and he hits him with a GTS. Gets a 2 count. Cena eventually hits Punk with an AA. Gets a 2 count. They go back and forth for a little bit longer before, and I can't remember how they got into this, but CM Punk was like kind of leaning over the ropes, and then Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere and he hits a curb stomp on John Cena, right? So he hits the curb stomp on John Cena, or he hits the curb stomp on Seth Rollins, right? Pulls him into the middle of the ring and locks in the STFU before CM Punk passes out in the STFU. And bruh, this match was so fucking good. This match was so fucking incredible, bruh. I wish I can do it justice, but I can only talk so much because they're going directly into the promo right now. The only reason why I could talk as much as I am right now, because Cody just came out. This Travis Scott douchebag, I don't give a fuck about him. He's coming out right now. But just to take the time while Travis Scott is out right now to talk about how incredible this match was, I can't put it over enough. I honestly can't put it over enough. The storytelling, the setup for WrestleMania, the nostalgia that came into it, the fact that Rollins, Punk, and Cena just went out there and just fucking killed it. And Cena and Punk in particular, they made this entire match, in my opinion. No shade to Rollins, because Rollins did his thing too. And he shows that he can actually easily like fit in with the main eventers like it's nothing, bro. This match was so good. This was so fucking good. This was so fucking good. And honestly, I can tie this all in, considering Cena is with the promo that's about to take place with Rock and Cody. I can tie all this in together. And actually, I'm not even going to grade the match yet, because I want to see the post-match stuff that's going to happen with this promo to actually give it an official grade. Yeah, it's crazy, but I can do that. Cena never left the ring. Cena is still in the ring as we speak, as Rock is coming down to the ring with this fucking loser Travis Scott. So I'm actually going to blend this all in together, and I'm going to press pause and continue this with the promo in itself, if that makes any sense. So give me a minute. I'm going to come back, and we're going to take the promo, and we're going to take this and smush it all in together. So hang on for a second. I got to hear this promo. He finally did it. He finally did it. After 20 years, he finally did it. Folks, and one of the more shocking, now, I can't necessarily call it shocking, because, first off, can I just do a parade around the world for a second? I called this 2 weeks ago, damn near. While everybody was, Cody Rhodes is gonna turn heel. We're gonna get corporate Punk. who was the guy that said John Cena's gonna be the one to turn heel? I think it was this guy right here. I'm gonna just strip butt naked, run around my neighborhood going, I told you so. I don't typically do this. Typically I like to say, oh, you know, guys, pshaw, pshaw. I'm very humble. Like, oh, no, everybody typically predicts this. I seen all over social media people saying corporate punk. I seen all over social media people saying corporate RHODES. I called John Cena. I fucking called it. Eat my ass without any fucking tissue. I fucking called it. So, Rock comes out, as I said, with this bum, Travis Scott. They're in the ring. Rock asks Cody Rhodes straight up, what's it gonna be? Am I gonna have your mind, body, and soul? Or is the dream over? And then the Peacock network dropped for me for a couple of seconds. Why? Because they fucking hate me, so I had to restart it. So I didn't see what Cody Rhodes said in the response. I looked all over social media. I think he told Rock to go fuck himself, but I'm not really sure. He's looking around. John Cena hugs Cody Rhodes. The Rock gives the sign. He gives the signal to John Cena, and he slits his throat like Chris Benoit, and he told him, let's do it. Cena kicks Cody in the dick. He kicks him in the fucking dick. John Cena dirty him. He kicked him in the fucking dick, boys. Kicked him in the fucking dick. The greatest dick kick in the fucking world. He kicked him. He said, you ain't having no more babies. Brandy's my bitch now. Bring over the pussy. You ain't gonna have no more fucking babies. You better love a daughter. You better love your daughter, because she ain't gonna have no brothers or no sisters, Cody. Kicked him right in the fucking dick. Then he proceeds to beat the dog shit out of him. Punches him in the head, fucks him up, hits him with the championship belt. By the way, nice impact with the championship belt. Ends up hitting him with the microphone. Ends up getting the championship belt. Hits him again. Cody is bleeding. He is gushing blood. He is selling. For some reason, Travis Scott is there ruining all of this. I hate him. Why is he in my fucking television? Please get the fuck out of here. But that's not breaking my mojo right now, boys. Why? Because this is wrestling, motherfuckers. This is WrestleMania season, motherfuckers. He then proceeds to get the belt, and he whips him. Whoop-pow! Little bitch. Whoop-pow! You a bitch. Whoop-pow! You's a bitch. And then again, Travis Scott has the audacity and nerve to put his hands on John Cena as if he's a wrestler. Get off my television, you fucking loser. I hate you. I hate you and your hair and your glasses and your stupid music. But nevertheless, though, he's not ruining my mojo, baby. I'll behave. Cody is gushing blood. You have Michael Cole, who's going up there. He's hush. He's asking what the hell is going on. They're trying to obviously recreate Hogan when he turned on the NW, when he created the NWO and turned on Macho Man. They're legitimately just doing the whole Tony Schiavone, shit and all that stuff. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. The crowd is chanting at Cena, you sold out, you sold out, you sold out. You get Rock and Cena standing next to each other. They're staring. It's so fucking good, bro. It's professional wrestling, bro. This was so fucking good. This was so good. You get the shot of Rock and Cena standing next to each other, which I had another thumbnail prepared, but this has got to be my new thumbnail. This screenshot that you see as far as a thumbnail, that's my new thumbnail now. I got another one. I'll use it for later on. This was great. This was fantastic. This was fantastic. We knew this was going to somewhat be the case. We knew we were going to get something like this. And it happened. And just like that, Cody and John Cena main eventing WrestleMania, the stakes are now as high as they have ever been. This was all great. This finish, Cena turning heel. He's the corporate champion. He's the Rock's champion. The follow-up to this has, bro, dude, this is so good. This is so... I need a fucking cigarette. I need a fucking cigarette, bro. Where's my vape at? Where's my vape at? I got to get some comments down in the comment section below. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow because I got more I want to say. Plus, I made that awesome thumbnail and I really don't want to like not use it. So we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, but let this sink in for a minute and you guys talk amongst each other in regards to this. This pay-per-view kicked so much ass. The only bad match was the women's tag match. Everything else on this fucking delivered. All the way up to the groundbreaking wrestling history changing finish with John Cena finally turning heel. The road to WrestleMania just got that much sweeter. And boys, strap in. Put your seatbelts on. This is the road to WrestleMania. We're here. Let's go. My name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching y'all boys later, man. We gonna talk more about this tomorrow, though. Deuces, P. Ice. John Cena just fucking turned heel.